Predicting the occurrence of a third world war is highly speculative, but many geopolitical analysts have discussed potential scenarios that could lead to such a global conflict. Various factors, such as economic competition, resource scarcity, ideological rivalries, and territorial disputes, pose risks for international stability. If World War III were to happen, it would likely involve major powers like the United States, China, and Russia, with their allies from NATO and other regional coalitions, potentially escalating regional conflicts into a global scale. Potential causes. One possible trigger could be the rivalry between the US and China, particularly over Taiwan or the South China Sea. Both nations are engaged in economic competition and military buildup, and any miscalculation or provocation in these contested regions could spark a larger confrontation. Additionally, tensions in Eastern Europe, especially involving Russia and NATO, remain a significant flashpoint. The Ukraine conflict has already strained relations to their limit, and any further escalation could potentially draw other nations into a broader war. Another factor could be conflicts in the Middle East, particularly involving Iran, Saudi Arabia, Israel, and Western interests. Historical rivalries and sectarian tensions in this region have often acted as a catalyst for larger conflicts. An incident involving nuclear proliferation or energy resources could escalate quickly if multiple nations take sides. Climate change may also act as an underlying driver, intensifying competition for natural resources like water, land, and energy. As global temperatures rise, countries might clash over access to vital resources, leading to environmental-related conflicts that could spiral out of control. Cybersecurity threats are another modern risk, where a cyber attack on critical infrastructure might provoke military retaliation. Participating countries. A conflict of this scale would likely involve major global players, the US and its NATO allies, such as the UK, Germany, and France, as well as partners in the Indo-Pacific like Japan and Australia. On the other side, China, Russia, and possibly Iran and North Korea could form a counter-alliance. Additionally, smaller countries might be forced to choose sides or be drawn into the conflict due to strategic importance or existing alliances. Consequences. The consequences of World War III would be catastrophic. Given the nuclear capabilities of major world powers, even a limited nuclear exchange could result in massive destruction, loss of life, and long-term environmental damage. Large urban centers could be primary targets, resulting in millions of civilian casualties. Economically, global markets would collapse, causing a severe worldwide depression. Supply chains would be disrupted, leading to shortages of food, medicine, and essential goods, particularly in countries dependent on imports. Beyond immediate physical and economic destruction, the war would likely cause mass displacement of populations, creating a humanitarian crisis on an unprecedented scale. Refugee flows would overwhelm neighboring countries, and the social and political fabric of many nations could be destabilized. The rebuilding process would be long and arduous, potentially taking decades, with many countries struggling to recover from the devastation. Culturally and socially, a third world war could deeply impact human civilization. The psychological trauma of a global conflict involving advanced weaponry and high casualties could have profound effects on future generations. Additionally, global institutions like the United Nations might either collapse or undergo significant reforms, as the war would highlight the weaknesses in current systems of international diplomacy and conflict prevention. In conclusion, while the prospect of World War III remains uncertain and deeply unsettling, understanding its potential causes and consequences underscores the importance of diplomatic engagement, conflict resolution, and international cooperation. Preventing such a catastrophic event requires a concerted global effort to address the root causes of conflict and build more robust mechanisms for peace.